Welcome to our Money Basics series. Today, we're exploring one of the most important economic concepts that affects everyone: inflation. Inflation is the reason why the same cup of coffee that cost $2 10 years ago now costs $5. It's the invisible force that slowly erodes the value of your money over time. Understanding inflation is crucial for making smart financial decisions, protecting your savings, and planning for your future. By the end of this video, you'll understand what causes inflation, how it's measured, and most importantly, why it matters for your personal finances. Inflation is simply the general increase in prices of goods and services over time. When inflation occurs, each dollar in your wallet buys less than it did before. Think of it as money losing its strength. The purchasing power of money decreases because everything becomes more expensive. This isn't about one specific item getting pricier due to supply issues or seasonal changes. Instead, inflation affects the overall price level across the entire economy. It's a gradual process that happens year after year, which is why older generations often talk about how much cheaper things were in their day. Let's look at a concrete example to make this clearer. Imagine you could buy a cup of coffee for $2 in the past. Fast forward to today, and that same cup of coffee now costs $5. The coffee hasn't changed, the size hasn't changed, but the price has increased significantly. This price increase is inflation in action. Your $2 from the past had more buying power than $2 today. This example shows how inflation affects everyday purchases and why the same amount of money buys less over time. Inflation happens for two main reasons. First is demand pull inflation. This occurs when there's too much money chasing too few goods. Imagine everyone suddenly has more money to spend, but there aren't enough products available. Prices naturally rise because demand exceeds supply. The second cause is cost push inflation. This happens when the cost of producing goods increases. For example, if oil prices rise, transportation costs increase, making everything more expensive to produce and deliver. Companies pass these higher costs to consumers through higher prices. Here's where inflation really hits home. Let's say you have $100. In the past, this money could buy 50 apples. After inflation, the same $100 might only buy 40 apples. Your money didn't disappear, but its purchasing power declined. This is why your grandparents could buy much more with the same amount of money decades ago. The purchasing power of money decreases as prices rise. This means that if your income doesn't grow at least as fast as inflation, you're actually becoming poorer over time, even though your salary stays the same. Economists measure inflation using specific tools. The most common is the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. The CPI tracks the cost of a basket of goods and services that typical consumers buy, including food, housing, transportation, and healthcare. By comparing this basket's cost from one year to the next, economists can calculate the inflation rate. The inflation rate is expressed as a percentage that shows how much prices have increased compared to the previous year. For example, a 3% inflation rate means prices are 3% higher than they were 12 months ago. Inflation has a profound impact on your financial future in two key ways. First, it affects your savings. Money sitting in low-interest savings accounts loses value over time when inflation is higher than the interest rate you're earning. If inflation is 3%, but your savings account only pays 1% interest, you're actually losing 2% of your purchasing power each year. Second, inflation affects investment planning. To build wealth, your investments need to grow faster than the inflation rate. This is why understanding inflation is essential for making smart long-term financial decisions. Let's recap the essential points about inflation. Inflation is a natural economic phenomenon that reduces the purchasing power of money over time. Your money's buying power decreases when prices rise faster than your income grows. This is why a dollar today doesn't buy as much as a dollar did 10 years ago. Most importantly, smart financial planning must consider inflation's long-term effects on your wealth. Whether you're saving for retirement, planning major purchases, or building an investment portfolio, Understanding and accounting for inflation will help you make better financial decisions and protect your financial future.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.